business has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Well, it's going right out.
Hello and welcome to the club. I'm your host Mars, and this is season 4, episode 4 or 5. I don't know. I've lost count. Let's not do this anymore. The counting, that is, of the Upper 90 Club, a roundtable podcast where 5 friends discuss the Columbus Crew. Though tonight we are without a certain interrupting chicken. Ben's out because he's tired. Mort, Trey, and Haas are here. Say hey, guys.
Hello, Mars.
Hello, good evening.
On this episode, in our 4th season, we're going to talk about the couple games that we saw the Crew play last week against LAFC in their nail-biting crash-out tour of the CCC tournament, and also the San Diego draw from last night in San Diego, very late. It would have ended this morning, right?
Yeah, you're right.
It did. Yep.
So anyway, we're going to do that. We've got the thoughts and players. We got the internet. We got the run club. Do we have a crew too? We must.
We must.
They were in New York City. Run club, if I didn't mention, and the predictions. So stick around. We'll be right back. Just kidding. Okay, so speaking of season 4, this I've been thinking about this since last week. There's a new season 4 that you guys may have heard about. I'm talking, of course, not about Ted Lasso. Righteous Gemstones. Have you guys seen the first episode of that season? You haven't?
I haven't started it yet. I'm kind of waiting for at least a few.
Well, let me put
out.
it this way. It's
madness.
It's a non sequitur. No, it's completely, there's no one from the cast.
What?
So I'll let you, I won't spoil it, but let me just say that it was fine. It was just a burner episode. So anyway, I'm looking forward to episode 2. Let me just put it that way.
Which should be tonight, right?
It will be. Yeah. So anyway, a lot of games happenings with this week. And I think so last week, as in last episode, we were talking a lot about being down, seeing those two. There was I think it was a loss and a draw, but the draw felt like a loss. Anyway, I have a different feeling this week, even though we had a loss and a draw.
Win and a draw.
I don't know,
but a win, but a loss.
Right. Yeah, that's right. It was a win, but a
loss.
loss. So I'm looking forward to talking about that with you guys. Who was at LAFC? We had talked about going. You had talked about going more and leaving early.
Oh yeah,
time.
No need to go early. So Haas and I went, and we had about 15 friends in the whole stadium. I felt like, actually, it was. I bet the official number we're gonna hear from Trey later. They're probably like 16,000 or something, but I bet it was probably 8.
Okay. I was thinking 5,000.
Yeah, maybe a 5. Yeah, so it was probably the fewest people I have ever seen at lower.com.
Okay.
So it was.
Just wait for this coming Wednesday.
I mean, it was a Tuesday, right? Was the weather nice?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't
so the
bad.
weather was
Bad
nice,
at all.
but it was basically like almost a sure thing loss.
Coming in down 3-0. I wonder how much that played into people deciding whether or not to show up.
Probably very much so.
On an 8:30 on a Wednesday.
Yeah. 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So I kind of get it, but the ones who came, I think they enjoyed it. It's still weird. I know we're going to get into the game here with Trey in a little bit, but it's still weird, those games. They don't have the same intro to them. They play like that weird music and stuff.
Do they play the CONCACAF?
Yeah, they play the CONCACAF, the
Anthem.
hymn or whatever they call them. But it's really long too. They keep playing it over and over and over again for like 4 minutes.
And they announced the starting lineup so early.
Yes,
it was weird.
Yeah, it's not good. Let people just do what they normally do for their game. That's a part of the experience, and I don't get it because it throws you off. It doesn't help the crowd. But hey, no, I'm glad I went because it was actually pretty entertaining. So.
And with the attendance in the shape that it was one of the games where they basically tell you, hey, go sit wherever you want.
Okay. Sit wherever you want. Trey, let's get into it. Ben, I did want to mention Ben. We said he was out. What was he doing last night? He didn't see the game either.
Pinkerton show in Dayton.
Okay.
Yeah, St. Patty's Day, something.
Oh, okay. Oh, so let me share this story before we get down to business here. We live by the Metro train that goes down to the Chicago. It's about an hour ride, and I ride it for work occasionally, very, very infrequently. But my daughter, who is she just turned 6 yesterday, she, for her birthday, wanted to ride the train. So as a family, I found a route where we could on a Saturday when they don't run as many trains, I could ride down almost to the city, get coffee or something, and then get back on the train and just ride it back up. And so I had my family and my in-laws were with us, and we it's a Saturday afternoon. We're just expecting it to be complete empty, much like lower.com would have been. Take any seat you want. And we get on, and it was full of people going down to the city to party for St. Patrick's Day.
Green River.
And we were like, oh, well, because it was the afternoon. I think they'd already done the parade. And so we kind of had a hard time finding seats, and it was crap. People were not unruly. They were kind of just because they hadn't started partying yet, but it was just crowded. And I was like, oh, sorry, this we didn't anticipate this. It'll be better on the way back up because everyone's going to be going. Everyone's going down to the city. So then we go down, we do our thing, and we get back on the train, and it was full of people who were at the parade, and they were hammered at 2:00 in the afternoon. And it was even harder to find a seat going back up, and it was a hoot, man. Everyone was just decked out.
Were you just blasting "Come On and Ride It" for the birthday, waiting for the train to show up? Just
is that the Quad City DJs?
Yes.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Yeah. I could. Oh, 96. Okay. I would have put it.
Funny thing, years ago, I met my mom of all places in Chicago, and I didn't realize it was St. Patrick's Day. So it was a little bit different experience in Chicago than I anticipated. But
yeah,
it was a good time.
yeah. So we got a taste of the party on the train. It was very stinky and very crowded. Anyway, okay. Thank you for indulging me, Trey. Tell us about the LA game.
Hey, what happened?
Facts that could save your life.
All right, Tuesday, March 11th, in the friendly confines of lower.com, the crew valiantly fought the imitation black and gold of Los Angeles in front of a reported 6,205 home crew faithful. It was a beautiful 6,200. I think that's the lowest number that I have reported.
And the interesting thing about that is it was kind of included. Well, you could opt out of it, but it was kind of included in your season ticket. So people must have actively
season ticket holders got together and collectively said, "No, thank you."
How do you opt out of it if it's included? What do they give you in return?
I don't know. Maybe you have to opt in, I guess. Or not opt out.
Okay, so it was a beautiful evening with the temperature hovering around 69 degrees before kickoff. The crew returned to form back at home and dominated LA in the offensive statistical categories of possession, big chances, accurate passes, shots on target, shots off target, block shots, shots inside their box, shots outside their box, But at the end of the match, it all came up short as the Crew couldn't net a third home goal, and LA scored late to secure their place in the next round of CONCACAF Champions Cup.
You better be careful with your turn of phrase.
Well, it's not,
It's bothering me.
what is this, a Dr. Seuss things? It's like fucks on socks is going
And
on here.
also shots off target.
Yes.
Is that a stat?
Yeah, it is.
And how do you win it by having a lower number or a higher number?
It's like, I was like reading them, I'm like, wow, we played really well. And I was like, yeah. So,
All right, that's a warning.
Pause, hit us with those lineups.
Crew started with Rossi, Jason Russell Rowe, and Shambo up top, Arfston, AZ, Nagby, and Farsi across the middle, Amundsen, Zawadzki, Morera in the back, and Schulte in goal.
All right, quickly, the Crew took an advantage in the 10th minute. Hawes.
Goal for Jason Russell Rowe. Rossi gets a ball played into the corner, jukes around the defender, and plays across into the box from the end line that deflects off a defender's shin. And Jason Russell Rowe is able to get his left leg onto the ball between 4 defenders, knocks it up into the top of the net. Crew up 1-0.
All right. We move to the 44th minute where Denny Bouanga is issued a yellow card for LAFC. And I believe...
Was the yellow card for doing the same thing too many times?
I believe so.
It's just like, it's such a boring player to watch. I don't know.
He scores. I mean...
He scores, but
yeah.
What a one-trick pony, man. I was just so annoyed by him just doing the same thing over and
Morera
over.
played well against him.
He did. Yeah, it was much better in this game. All right, 45th minute. Pause.
Jason Russell Rowe tries to chip a ball into the box to Rossi, and it goes off the arm of Eddie Segura, resulting in a penalty kick. Rossi steps up, shoots with his right to the right of the keeper as the keeper dives the other direction. 2-0 Crew.
All right, and with that, we go into half with the Crew up 2-0. And at this point, we're cooking. I mean, they were rolling LAFC. This looked like a completely different team from the previous Tuesday.
And so Mort didn't leave.
It was still there.
It was an exciting match.
It was entertaining.
At this
It was
point.
fun.
Yeah, no, it was the 6,200 people that were there, I'm sure, had a wonderful time. So, 56th minute, Crew forced to bring on Chiburko as Morera. I think we determined it was some sort of a thigh injury or hamstring.
I think quad.
Quad.
Okay.
Muscle.
Muscle. So a leg muscle.
Yep.
And then the 68th minute, LAFC with the sub bringing on Under for Martinez.
Hashtag under 22 initiative.
Who came in for Morera?
Chiburko.
You noticed his number was 22, right?
Whose?
This sub's number was 22. His name on the back of his shirt, it says
Under.
under 22.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
It had a umlaut, so I think it was Under. Is that correct, Martin?
I was
Yes.
trying to figure, I thought you were going to tell me that Dujo came in for Herrera, and I just knew there was like a quad shitty Dujo. I don't know.
No, we
Something
have
there.
we have a bunch of subs coming up. I mean, there weren't very many goals or cards. 73rd minute, Taha comes in for AZ. 75th minute, LAFC brings on Tafari for Tillman. 82nd, LAFC brought on Giroux for Abobasi. 88th minute, Dewan Jones comes in for Nagby and Herrera for Amundsen. 90 plus 2, Delgado earns a yellow for LA. 90 plus 3, Giroux earns a yellow for LA. 90 plus 6, Hawes.
Goal for Bouanga. The Crew have almost the whole team up the field pressing for a goal. LAFC takes the ball away, gets a 2v1 opportunity with Under slotting a pass to Bouanga. Shoots low and hard just around Schulte and in. 2-1. However, it is 4-2 aggregate.
Yep. So with the loss and the with the win, but the loss in the aggregate of 4-2, which Hawes said, Columbus's campaign in the 2025 CONCACAF Champions Cup is finished. LAFC will continue on and face Inter Miami in the next round.
Okay.
Wop, wop.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about this?
Honestly,
Relieved.
it made me feel good about the team because seeing that they could play like that and that they're willing to play like that and be offensive in a game where I came in with zero expectations and expecting to leave disappointed.
The first 20 minutes were insane. I mean, they were just all over LA. I mean, they didn't have time to breathe, and they were creating chance after chance after chance right from kickoff. So, I mean, it's too bad. In terms of, I don't know if we're going to talk about 1,000 players on this game later. I think it's going to be more related to San Diego game. But it was, to your point, great to see that we can and play in that matters so much offensive power, I guess, but without the final goals, maybe, because I could easily see us score 3 or 4 in this one.
I think that's a good point that will come up later. Just the philosophy on maybe we can do it. Maybe we can do it for a few minutes without filling some of the gaps we have, but like we can't. You heard it on the broadcast. I think it was maybe on the San Diego game where he said, like, looks like the Crew can do it with what they've got. It's like, absolutely not. The whole bench is goalkeepers. We won't get into it.
They signed a temporary contract for that game too against San Diego.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a short bench. Anyway, we can talk about it more. My response to how do we feel about it is a little bit of what you said, Hawes. No expectations. I did not care about that game at all until the 40th minute, right? or whenever it was like, oh, this is actually kind of within striking distance. Like maybe I do want to win, but yeah, it was just we just didn't have enough
for a season. I don't see us winning C3. So for that reason, I'd rather be out now than go play Miami, which is also a very, very good team. You see right now, they're playing a very high level, or a really good Mexican team and go to Mexico again and go through that. Yes, it's fun, but I don't see us right now. I don't think we have the firepower to go all the way.
Yeah.
So I think it's for the worth of the season. I think it's actually a good thing. This was the best case scenario.
Yes,
we lost.
Yes.
We could have lost with less, but we showed again that we actually can play and beat a very good team. This is as good as they come in MLS, right? So
yep.
And
they had to do was slot a goal, and the one they got was kind of garbage time.
Well, that was garbage time in the end, and
yeah.
So I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, to your point, it's like you want to know that you're out early if you're going to be out, right? Because last year we had little to show. You know, we go all the way to the final, and all we got was this, bad case of diarrhea. So
you got a T-shirt.
Well, and in the 66th minute, we almost tied it up. 3-0 lead in that game, but 3-3 in aggregate. And Lloris came up with a huge save, stopping the ball.
They said that might have been offside, but he had a bunch of saves, didn't he? Handful.
Yeah, Farsi should have scored 2 in the first half, I think.
Yeah, he's overthinking it.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's keep moving. Let's get on to San Diego.
Saturday, March 15, 2025, in the beautiful setting of San Diego, California. The Crew faced off against Major League Soccer's newest team, San Diego FC. The weather was a brisk California 55 degrees at kick, and the Diegans came out in force, filling Snapdragon Stadium with a reported 30,018 supporters. This match was a tale of two halves, with the Crew mostly dominating the first and the Diegans winning the second half as the Crew were reduced to 10 minutes early on. I cannot end without saying the stat everyone is waiting anxiously for XG, with the Diegans leading this at 2.07 to the Crew's 0.93. advantage at the end of the match. As mentioned earlier, this game was heavily impacted by the red card to Malte Amundsen, and following this, it was really the defensive play and Schulte standing strong in between the pipes that allowed Columbus to squeak out a point on the road. Haas, hit us with those lineups.
So the advertised lineup at the start of the game, before the game started, was Arfston, Jason Russell-Rowe, and Rossi up top, with Zawadzki, Chambeau, and Nagbe across the middle. DeJuan Jones, Amundsen, Chaberko, and Farsi in the back, with Schulte in goal, but basically right when the whistle was blown, the game gets started. Zawadzki drops back to the center back. Amundsen and DeJuan Jones and Farsi move up as wing backs, and Zawadzki surrounded by Amundsen and Chaberko on either side of him. So kind of the normal formation we're used to seeing.
All right. Just as the previous game, this one came quick. 13th minute. Haas, tell us about it.
Goal for Max Arfston. Crew play out of the back, I think, because the camera was on San Diego coach Mikey Veras when the play started. But nonetheless, the ball ends up down the left side to Arfston. He cuts back, passes towards the middle of the field to Chambeau, who immediately turns, switches the ball wide right to Farsi in the offensive half. Farsi collects the pass, cuts towards the middle, drops a pass to the middle of the field where Arfston collects, hesitates, then plays a pass wide left to DeJuan Jones just inside the box. He takes a touch, passes into the box with his left where Arfston has just made a run to the left-hand corner of the 6, shoots low with his left on his first touch across the goalkeeper and into the net. Crew up 1-0.
All right, moving past that, 31st minute, Tomas Engel earns a yellow for San Diego. 33rd minute, Sean Zawadzki with the yellow card. And then we go into halftime with the Crew up 1-0 on the road. Coming out of half, San Diego with one change, bringing on Valakari for Ingvartsen.
Let it slide.
Nothing? Okay.
I think that was
I was
pretty
waiting.
close.
Yeah.
It's an audio format. I can't hear you. Yes, he's shaking his head at me. All right. So 61st minute. This is the play that changed everything. Amundsen is beaten on the play and gently touches the left shoulder of the San Diego player as he is beaten. As Amundsen is the last defender before Schulte, this means it becomes an automatic red card. He didn't seem to be disputing it too much either.
No, it's one of those. It's a free kick, but I'll tell you this: if this was a penalty review, I'm not 100% sure if it would stand. Because
they reviewed it.
But as in a penalty, like, is this enough to go down
like
in the box?
inside the box kind of thing.
Yeah, if it's in the box, and is it enough to go down? I think the whole situation there is is a free kick on the field. He is the last man. And then it's no objection. It's his out.
Yeah, dog-so situation, denying obvious goal-scoring opportunity.
Yes.
It didn't seem like he tugged him hard enough to pull him backwards and make him that to happen.
All right.
No. That was genuine.
No.
He
He pulled his arm and he
touched his shoulder.
He touched his shoulder and he let his legs go.
It was like a sixth grade dance. He's just touching his shoulder. And he didn't even do anything, and that guy just fell backwards.
Yes,
his body rotated. He felt the contact.
The Holy Spirit
holding the ruler in between them. Amundsen was good. He was good.
Is there a line in Mr. Blue Sky? Put his hand upon his shoulder. All right, red card.
So either way,
we agree.
Either way, you can't do that.
No.
We all know you cannot do that, especially from behind. 66th minute, Crew subs in Herrera for Russell-Rowe. 67th minute, San Diego with two changes. Alex Mighton in for Engel and Alvarado in for Godoy. 69th minute, Hawes, tell us about it.
Goal for Valkyrie. It's a free kick in the 67th minute that hits Chaberko in the head when he is in the wall. Goes out for a corner. He's looked at by the medical staff, and they have the camera on him, and he's like laughing and joking with the medical staff. He's forced off the field for the head injury due to MLS rules, and San Diego has a corner kick.
You know, he was joking, and they're like, no. He's not with it.
they panned over to the medical staff and they're like stone faced, like not laughing at all as he's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like he just keeps talking
wasn't
about
good.
Quad City DJs. What's going on?
Why does he keep saying to ride the
He
train?
wasn't even alive when that song came out.
So, San Diego has a corner kick while the Crew only have 9 players on the field. The corner kick is taken by De La Torre. It's an in-swinger to the middle of the box. DeJuan Jones goes up a little early. The ball goes over him straight to Valkyrie, who's able to head it to the right past a flat-footed Schulte. Ties the game up 1-1.
Up like a salmon, they said.
It wasn't that good. They were overreacting so much, the announcers.
Oh, yeah. Bardos would do that.
Yeah, this one kind of hurt, but knowing it would be an uphill battle after this, trying to regain, and they were all over us after they scored that goal. 82nd minute, San Diego makes another change as Lafelson comes in for Kumado, and then in the 85th, San Diego brings on Negri for Bombino, and 87th minute, Crew brought on AZ for DeJuan Jones. 90+1 yellow card issued to Shambo of the Crew. This play went to
so much
review.
stoppage time, right?
Right. And this extended it by another 2 minutes.
Yeah, 8 minutes were called.
Right. And so this play went to review for a possible red as the same thing with Amundsen as possibly as the last player.
Yeah. But there was plenty of defense, right?
Well, I think Chiberico
Wasn't even
was tracking
close.
back.
That
It
was,
wasn't
I don't know
back.
why they even reviewed that for that long.
No. All right, 90+6. Rossi earned a yellow card. 90+9. Schulte earned a yellow card for time wasting. This game ends at 1-1, and Crew moves to 2-0-2 on the season and currently sits in third in the East with 8 points behind Miami with 10 and Philly with 9. Columbus currently in fifth in the supporters shield standing. That may have changed because I didn't update it based on Miami winning over Atlanta. The Crew has a week to recoup before hosting NYCFC at home on March 22nd.
Okay, let's.
The other big talking point. So you've got Morera out for 10 days, and you've got Amundsen now on a red card. So he'll be out for this next game, too.
Oh, cool. Really cool stuff.
We'll cover that in a little bit.
And Chaperko has a rattled head.
Right.
Camacho has still injured, I guess.
Yeah, we haven't seen. Have we seen him?
Nope.
Okay. Before we break, let's do our Cirque stat.
This is Steve Cirque, and this is a Cirque stat.
Responding to John Sheckett at Jay Sheckett. What is our record in first ever meetings with other MLS clubs? Counting tonight, his response. Counting tonight in first ever league matches against other MLS teams, including defunct teams. Hashtag Crew96 have gone 12, 9, and 10, counting shootouts as ties, or 12, 11, and 8, counting shootout losses as losses. First league match with St. Louis will be 4/13 of this year, April 13th. Although the Crew beat them 2-1 at LDC in 2023 Leagues Cup.
So we're actually playing two, quote, new teams or teams for the first time in MLS this year.
Yeah.
2 Saints.
And then he goes on to say, hashtag Crew96 with, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble reading that.
54. With
54 goals scored and 42 goals conceded for a +12 goal differential in all those inaugural clashes. The biggest win was 4-0 versus DC United, 5-1 versus Miami Fusion.
That's been a while.
They lost by a couple goals on 5 occasions, and the craziest loss was 6-4 at Kansas City in May of '96. Kansas City, was that team? I don't know if you guys know this. I don't. Was that team also owned by Lamar Hunt at the time?
Wizards? It might have been.
I don't know if they were originally. I'm not sure.
But this is the interesting thing. How many of these games were played like the first season?
Right. Many of them.
Yeah.
Many of, I mean, whatever, however many teams there were, 9
Yeah.
of them or whatever. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Right,
Have you or a loved one been affected by the Columbus Crew? Do you wish that there was a space to talk about all things crew and capybaras? Well, you're in luck. We here at Discord Deck have built a home for crew fans near and far. We have more than just crew discussions and are more than just crew fans. We have a book club, MLS Fantasy League, and much more. If you'd like to join our weird little family, then go to our website, discorddeck.soccer, and click on Join Server, discorddeck.soccer.
Side effects may include giddiness, excitement that lasts longer than 2 hours, we are not a cult, and strong opinions for the color purple.
We're back. I think so. We talked a little bit about St. Patrick's Day. I was glad to see that the crew were wearing their green. Did you see? I sent you guys a picture, so I know that you saw. But like, Nancy's coat.
Why?
Nancy's coat. We'll put it on.
Blue Sky,
Twitter,
whatever it is that we do.
X.
We'll email it to you. There's a picture that I snagged from this game. In the coat it's Nancy's coat, hashtag Nancy's coat. I'm gonna get that trending. It is. I gotta find it again. You guys, so
it's the Adidas throwback.
Okay, yeah.
So
released. So he's got the Adidas stripes and logo and crew logo are all RL Stein green, but then the collar wind guard interior it's yellow.
It's yellow.
It's the same color
yellow
as the yellow that they use to show what color we're wearing on the field in the scoreboard. Anyway, nothing matters. Thoughts and players.
Thoughts and players.
I think the first thing we can jump into is a little bit on the travel schedule we had recently, which has been pretty challenging from being here. We went to New England.
Yep.
Then we flew to LA. Then we flew home again, played a game, and then of course out back to San Diego, which is kind of nuts. And it is kind of a tricky one because I was looking at the release date of the schedules, and I saw the 3C schedule was published on December 13th, but the MLS schedule was published on the December 16th. So obviously they published then, but they'd probably been doing a lot of planning to make it all work. So they probably didn't coordinate a lot.
No.
But to be fair, you can't expect it. I think we were a little bit of unlucky, but I mean, they were known already then that we're going to play the winner of either Colorado or LA. So even if we have to go to Colorado, it's a very challenging schedule that we have to go out there and then back to San Diego that early in the season. I know we have Seattle in the West Coast, but that's like in the fall again. And then we have St. Louis here in a couple of weeks. But of all the games we have to take in this period, that was probably the worst one. And they knew we were in the C3. So they could have said, hey, maybe we should schedule some of these games a little later for them to travel all the way to the West Coast. So they're clearly a little bit on the, I don't want to say jet lag, but I think they also felt the fatigue late in this game. Obviously also playing shorthanded against San Diego. But
do we know if they flew? I mean, the whole team could fit into a 15-passenger van. It's like,
yes,
they drove a couple legs.
We do know they flew from New England to LA.
Directly.
Then they had to fly back home for the game against Houston.
Stop at Ben's house.
Right.
Then another game on Tuesday against LA at home. No travel there, but tight schedule, and then a flight out to San Diego.
So all in all, looking at those games and what we did, though, I mean, you really can't complain.
This goes back to, I mean, we talked about it a little bit after the LA recap. I'm happy that we won the game. I'm happy that we had a dominant performance against LAFC, but I'm also extremely happy that we're no longer in this competition. It was best case scenario for me. I got to see my team play a very good game, come out with a really good result.
Sit wherever you want.
Sit wherever you want.
So over
the
the next
greatest
6 to 7
CCC.
weeks, we only have one game a week. We only have a weekend game, and then we have 2 Wednesday games in April, like the latter part of April. So that's the best news for this squad right now. Small squad, a lot of injuries. So at least now we can get some rest and hopefully get some players back because we are shorthanded.
Well, and it's not going to get any better until we sign somebody. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just happy that we're not going to be congested with all this extra stuff besides the MLS schedule until we get to Leagues Cup.
Yeah. In Leagues Cup, they kind of flip a switch, right? They're not doing both simultaneously.
I think they are this year.
Yeah.
There's no break for it.
No break?
I think the break is
break?
coming for
You
the
sure about that?
Club World Cup. Yeah.
Usually they at least do the group stage. There's a
I
break.
thought they spread it out a little bit more this year. Wasn't that the plan?
I think that's the case.
I think it's spread out more, but that just means more Wednesday or Tuesday games.
I bet they published that schedule on December 17th.
Well, and U.S. Open Cup is about to get rolling, which Crew 2 is representing us in that. That starts this Wednesday at lower.com for them. I was just going to say on the note of being shorthanded, some of our next kind of things we wanted to talk about. I'm jumping a little bit here, but I think it makes sense. So Amundsen got the red card. He's out for Saturday at home against New York City FC.
Yep.
In addition to that, Farsi's been called up to Algeria because they are going to take on Botswana and Mozambique on the 21st and the 25th of March for World Cup qualifiers. So he will also miss Saturday the 22nd against New York City FC. And Schulte was called up to the U.S. men's national team to play Panama on Thursday the 20th in CONCACAF Nations League semifinal. The final will then be played on the 23rd against Canada or Mexico. So Schulte will also miss the game on the 22nd. Morera, we don't know the status if he's going to be available for the game against NYCFC.
Probably not. 10 days is conveniently that long. They're like, he's not going to play that game, right?
I would
got
assume
rolled out
so.
on like a Wednesday for 10 days. I mean, that to me, that reads he won't play.
And Camacho hasn't played a game yet this year.
So
how are we going to handle that if Crew 2 is playing Open Cup? Who are we going to...
No, the back three will be pretty straightforward. It'll be Herrera, Chaburko, and Zawadzki in the back.
Correct.
Okay.
And Herrera has played very
He's
well.
looked good.
And then who's in the middle? Shambo with...
Zawadzki will be in the
You
right in the middle.
just said Zawadzki would
middle
be in
of
the
the
back.
field, not the middle of the back.
The middle of the back,
Middle of the field,
Nagbe,
Shambo and Nagbe. Yeah.
Shambo, Farsi won't be there, so it'll be Dwan Jones.
And maybe
Amundsen?
it's
No, not Amundsen.
Lappi.
He's out.
I don't know if
Herrera.
Lappi is close to getting healthy, and we also
Well-
brought in Cesar Ruvalcaba.
Pronunciations brought to you by the idiots of Upper 90 Club.
Ding! You got to ding that one.
Oh yeah, you got to ding that.
A couple of different things that they could do. They could play AZ in the middle with Nagbe, push Shambo out wide. I wouldn't really want to see that just because I think Shambo's been playing really good in that number 8 position. So him and Nagbe in the middle, Shambo or AZ probably out wide. You've also got Taha.
Yeah.
Who can play there as well.
Taha over AZ. We talked about the
He
LA
looked
game.
good
How
with his limited
everybody,
minutes.
yeah, but everybody played really well against LA except for AZ.
But AZ played well against San Diego.
Horrible against LA.
He played decent against San Diego.
He did in the last couple of minutes he came in. He had
Right.
some good decisions, but man, was he bad against LA. So
I'm not beating that drum to see him play it more.
I'll hope that was a one-off, and then it will be better. But I
so
think we have what we need to field the team.
To field the team, right. That's not taking into account anything that happens during the
name
game or the
11
week.
healthy Crew players that aren't on loan, that aren't...
And the Crew 2
I
players
know.
can only be called up so many times, and we're burning through that so
And
quick
what I'm
at the beginning
saying
of the
is if
season.
they're out playing the Open Cup during this stretch, we're going to be like double booked as it is.
They'll be at home, just might be tired.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what lineup we roll out with, and I'm really hoping that there's no lasting impact of the head stuff for Chiberico.
That too.
Because that center back position is.
I heard he was joking.
He played the rest of the game.
No, he was fine. This is one of those. You want to jump into that, by the way? The fact that we were nine people.
Good segue. Good
yeah,
segue.
9 people in the corner kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Nancy reacted. Because what happened was there was a free kick. He got hit in the head. The referee called a time and said called in the. So this is where my problem is. It wasn't like he was obviously a little bit of in pain.
I think he went down.
No, he took he kind of bent over.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he brought him on the physios and all that. So then he has to come off the field right in front of the corner kick. And then of course they scored
pretty quickly after it.
Yeah,
I believe.
And he seemed fine. Nancy had obviously a reaction. I guess I can do that one. You want me to do it Nancy style, or do you want me to do it Morton style?
Do it with like
I do it Nancy style.
Southern. I like your southern draw.
No, I did.
If Nancy grew up in Asheville, North Carolina.
No, this is Nancy grew up in the suburb of Oslo.
If he was in like hold on, I'll get it for you. It's that's right, Jacksonville, Florida, with the Quad City DJs.
All right, I'm just going to jump into
like
it.
That.
So Nancy's reaction was, "I respect the rules. We conceded the only goal because we had Shiba up for the concussion evaluation," Nancy said. "Again, we want to be proactive in MLS, and I like because we put the rules where we have 10 seconds to come out after substitution. Is it possible to the possibility to adjust if there is a concussion?" I can't do this, guys. This is too long.
I can't believe how much you're using your hands. Like it's
It's Italian, French Italian.
Anyways, but
how
his
readily
reaction,
he would talk about what is possible. Also,
yeah. No, my point was like it common sense says that put us in a huge disadvantage. Says if there's something they can look at, but for this it was obviously very unfortunate, and then that we scored. But he also talked about the fact that we played.
So the quote was that he says there's a concussion if there's already a guy out for the red card, that we can be more. I don't know, just common sense. Okay, go ahead.
Just common sense. That's what he said. But no, anyways, he was clearly not happy about that situation, but he was still very happy about how we performed with 10 men. He said it was the first time we'd done that. I don't think that is true. I think we had a couple of situations where we were playing shorthanded for a pretty long time, and somewhere even with a player in goal. But he loved it. I love my team. I love it. This is a really, really great performance that we had against a really good team, because there's no doubt this team is now they're red hot.
Oh, San Diego's cooking.
Yeah, they're pulling it at St. Louis right now.
And without Chucky Lozano wasn't even playing.
Yeah,
he's huge.
The shorthandedness with Zawadzki in goal. I think Romero was the only one with a red card there. But I guess our lineup was different. The game that comes to mind where all those red cards were thrown out was the New York City home game.
Boyko.
2023. Was it 23?
Yep.
Where a couple coaches got a red card, and Cucho got one at the half, and we came back and tied in voice losing screamer fashion. That comes to mind, but I want to kind of keep on that subject before we move on. And that is, I know it's not, I didn't mention it earlier, but just our form playing with 10, and even our form in this game. You guys said San Diego was hot. I don't know. I felt like we controlled the game.
Oh my Lord. The first half, we had so much possession and we just dominated. I would say we dominated the first 35 minutes. They
Yeah.
barely had a touch. They came into the game the first of the half. Sorry to interrupt you there, Mars, but
No, that's what I'm asking is what your thoughts were on, because my read on it, and
our system.
I watched it, but it was later. I mean, it was an hour earlier for me, but I spent all that time on the train. I can't get that time back. But I felt I actually kind of felt like San Diego looked like a bad team, and maybe it was because they had a couple players missing, but I didn't. There was no part of me that felt like they were gonna win that game. I didn't see them putting up another goal, and the goal that they did get was like
fluky.
Yeah.
I thought at the end, Trey, you were talking about this too, that they had plenty of chance to score. They had the ball in the goal 2 other times where it got called back as well. But at the first 30 minutes, I'm thinking we're giving these guys a lesson in what like the really good MLS teams, how they play and what the level is. Because I thought they barely had a touch. And this is a possession-based team we were playing. Obviously,
they want to be us.
Yeah,
Their
they want
coach
to
has
be us,
openly
and they
said he
actually
wants to
beat
play
our
like that.
possession based on like the last 30 minutes where they had the ball 80% of the time.
Yeah.
But in the front, they could not have any.
But those goals they got called back. There were offside, disorganization.
But
I mean,
but
they
here
looked
comes
messy.
Yeah, but here comes the thing. We should have put this game away within pretty much the first 30 to 35 minutes.
Yeah.
24th minute, we had a second goal.
We had a second goal, and we
didn't
can
really
jump
talk
into
much
that.
about
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on that? I mean, I saw it happen. I saw
It's a free kick. He shouldn't have done it.
Did he do it, or was it more of an incident?
He looks over his shoulder, take a jump to the side, and blocks the guy. So it's kind of a
and we're
it's a basketball
talking
move.
about Max Arvston
Yes.
on the first
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
Against
Arvston-
the defender.
I've seen some angles where it just looks like he stops because
Yeah,
he's
but
running into a space he shouldn't be in. And the San Diego defender, I can't remember who it was, he wasn't looking. He ran into Arvston not knowing that Arvston was there.
Yeah, but
Well,
he,
but
it
that's
was
a little
a
bit
pick.
of a-
That's the
He
nature
said a
of
pick.
like a pick,
He
right?
said it was 100% a pick. He looked over his shoulder and he stopped abruptly, so the guy would just run straight into him. If he kept just jogging and he run into him, that's different. But he changed the momentum with his body and hit
That guy
him.
wasn't going to stop the goal.
I
he
know.
wasn't going to have any effect
That's
on
why.
it.
That's
Well,
why he shouldn't have done it.
So it's so
Exactly.
profoundly unfortunate that.
Or if you're
Yeah.
going to do
That's
it, do
the
it
goal.
better. I mean, that's the thing, is that like if you're going to
So it kind
set
of
the
sucked.
pick,
And to
do it
that
better.
point, unfortunately, that was the one opportunity where Farsi showed that he can actually finish
Yeah,
one of
that
his
was
chances. He had an
good-
early
good
one
shot.
this game. He had one at LA. Was it LA game where he should have scored as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's been forward a lot lately.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, the difference is if Farsi starts scoring goals, he's probably going to go somewhere because he's an excellent, excellent player. But when it comes to that last fourth of the field right now, he just can't seem to get it right. Right? I mean, other than that, he is probably one of our best players, maybe our best player so far this season.
I think we're going to miss him on Saturday.
Oh,
Big time.
100% we are.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to look like on Saturday. Okay, all right. Let's change gears here, and look at the internet. We saw. I don't know if this is going to be a trend. When did Anchorman come out?
Ooh, the first one?
2003?
2005.
I don't really know.
No, it was older than that.
But
2004.
Is it
I was close.
like?
What do you mean you were close? I was close.
How is it that 20 years on, when you hear San Diego, this is the first thing you think of?
Oh yeah.
You know?
Because it was, I think it's us, people our age, give or take so many
Oh, yeah.
years.
Yes.
Joe Dirt, Bad
Right.
Santa,
Mhm.
Austin Powers 3, Gold Member.
It was,
These are all new movies.
it was
Haven't seen
prime at the time. And then
Prime was just a twinkle in Jeff Bezos' eye at that time. But I know what you meant. Anyway, if you are interested in the entire Library of Congress historical record of Anchorman memes, check out the Floor Deca on Blue Sky. We see you out there with your San Diego memes. Thank you for that. And that was the bulk of the internet, was it not? was Anchorman meme? Even our goal predictions thread was a very Anchorman forward, was it not?
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway, okay, so good luck, San Diego. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on the San Diego team, but
I am. I think they're going to be a little bit of St. Louis. Then we're going to make the playoff, but they're going to be like going out early because they're lacking the experience when it comes to that point.
Okay, all right. Also, there was an article we saw, Apple TV article. MLS team executive says that the league needs to end the deal with Apple. What's the story there?
Sorry, I'm waking up a snoring dog.
Well, I'm trying to wake you up.
I'm wide awake.
You're on.
All right. So this article is actually pretty interesting. Haas had shared it with us earlier this week. And it goes through a couple of things. I mean, it all has to do with how Apple has the MLS games behind the paywall, and that some of the executives are not very happy because they feel like it's excluding part of the fan base that would learn about the league. And I mean,
boy, I want that job,
right? Like I'm doing such a bad job.
Who couldn't come to this logical conclusion? This is complete no-brainer.
Yeah, but
you have the 5th most popular league in the country behind a paywall. Don't worry about new fans; they'll come.
Growth is the issue.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Hold on a second, though. I mean, so his quote is from the GM in The Athletic. They have to end the deal with Apple. It's bad for the fans. Another said, I think we have to be more on more linear outlets. We have to be on ABC, NBC, Fox on a more regular basis because I think a lot of people watched our games when we were in that space. I think Apple and the whole streaming thing is really innovative and it's probably where things will be going, but I don't think that MLS is the leader of that. I don't think enough has been put behind the subscription model. You're a different league when you're a subscription-based league. I don't think the effort has been put in like it should. Okay.
What do you guys think about that?
So my thoughts are, this sounds like a GM who doesn't know how to do a good job blaming Apple for fans not coming to the games, which is the business metrics things we heard before.
I don't know how I can hold these thoughts in my head. I think that the Apple deal is really dumb for the league. But as a fan, I love it.
Right.
Because it's so easy. Right.
Yeah.
Whatever that quote was that you said that it's bad for the fans, that's completely wrong. It's bad for prospective fans.
Casuals,
and exposure is bad, but for the fan, I have to admit, I love it. It's so easy.
Yeah, but
it's easy.
I got it.
I'm putting kids to bed at kickoff every single game. I can't be tuning in. Right. Those CONCACAF games, they're hard to watch for me. I can put this game on delayed. I can mute your stupid text thread and put on the game whenever I want and watch it.
Our stupid text thread. You're on it.
So the issue I have with this whole paragraph that I just read is the fact of almost everything, even prior to the Apple deal, it was behind some sort of a paywall. Especially, at least with the Columbus Crew, and I'm sure Chicago was the same thing, being blacked out in certain.
It was on the CW.
Locations.
Yeah, but you had to have a certain provider to have the channel, right?
That's the thing. Or it was on Bally Sports Ohio or Fox Sports Ohio,
which
or
is
Bally Sports
regional,
Northeast,
highly
General, whatever.
Yeah.
But you
had to pay.
You'd had to have a cable subscription to get those channels.
Not CW though.
This isn't anything new. You know what I mean? Like. Being behind something that you have to pay to get.
They do this for football. They do this for football all the time. I mean, like there's different times of kickoffs, so you can spread it out all over the day. And then there's maybe like 4 different games throughout the country that they're showing. So based on your region, you get one of the games. So it means they could actually do it exactly the same way as they do with the NFL, right?
They totally could, but
they don't.
And if you really
I think
want to
Apple
have
doesn't
every game,
currently
you
do
can
that.
subscribe
they
to.
don't. I don't disagree.
I
with
think
that.
they should.
The issue I have with all of this, with this whole article that goes a little bit deeper on some of the things, is it's a GM out there going, well, they're the reason we're not getting fans to the building.
Oh, no, that's because your team sucks.
And that's not the case, is that when you see investment from the teams, and Crew has done a very good job since the Haslam, Dr. Pete era has come in, of getting in the community, of putting billboards up. I pass 2 billboards on the way to work every game day that tells me there's a game on.
Oh, yeah.
Those same billboards are showing the new jersey around town. And we're talking about Obetz and Reynoldsburg here. I'm not up in Dublin and Westerville. Like,
no, we have it in Westerville too. Yes.
Is amazing. And that's what it takes to get people to the games. Not a paywall with Apple. That has nothing to do with it. I don't mind the $100. So it costs me roughly $8.60 a month to watch every MLS game if I want to.
That's like probably between 7 and 9 ounces of Modelo at any home match.
Maybe. I'm just saying.
So
that
I like how the GM in question, one GM, is it is anonymous. It could be
and another GM.
It could be
it is
Austin FC.
A queso loving,
Rodolfo.
We just
Borrell.
can't get into the game. Yeah.
Could be a companion.
It's
or
the same
other
crap.
companion.
This is a young person.
It just reminds
general
me
manager or companion.
The business metrics crap
Mr.
that we
Sharp.
heard before, and that was just infuriating. Where it's like your investment or lack of investment into the team or into social media or into marketing, advertising, everything, and you're blaming it on, well, our fans aren't watching it because they have to pay to watch it.
But here's another thing.
You know how many games I have to pay to watch for Ohio State football? A lot. Because they put them on Peacock or they put them on ESPN or they're on
Big Ten Network.
Yeah, you're chasing them around. You don't know where they are.
Right.
You got to get on Ben's dad's cable, but now he's down in Boca Raton, and he's now the whole half of Westerville can't watch these games because Ben's dad's on vacation. What are we gonna do? Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all Crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me again to give you a quick Crew 2 update. On Friday of last week, the Cappies traveled to New York City to face off against the Baby Pigeons New York City FC 2. Unfortunately, the game ended 2-0 for the hosts, and the Cappies are now 0-2 on the record to start the season. I have a couple thoughts about the game. I think that they played better than they did the first game. They looked a little bit more concise, especially on the midfield, on the passing, on the building up, and the creating opportunities. We could have opened the score a couple times on the first half, which ended 0-0. But in the end, the pressure by New York City FC2 proved to be something that the guys couldn't hold. A couple of highlights so far this season have been Austin Sue in the midfield. He's an academy product. He's really young, and he has been really good at passing and building on that more of Nagby role. He stays behind during the attack, but he is the engine that keeps the ball moving when we have possession. Giancarlo Di Noto, who plays center back, and I think is like 14, has been amazing. He has a really good eye for when to tackle, and he's aggressive enough, even at that age, to take down those bigger guys and to make the tough decisions in tight situations. And Pruder as well at goalkeep has been really, really good. He made a couple great saves during the game. He's also shown that he does not have any fear of playing sweeper keeper. He seems to be really good with his feet. So I think that, we are building up. We starting the season not as we wanted, but I'm not in any panic yet. We are still playing with really short rosters. We only had 5 subs the past couple games, and we're missing a few key players to come back, like Ibrahim Sai and the Deli Better as well. So once we have those pieces back, once the attack mostly can gel a little bit better, I think that we'll see better results. Next game is this Wednesday at Lower.com Field. It's for the Open Cup. It's the first time ever that the Crew 2 will play in the Open Cup. I hope to see, stands that have a good number of fans of them. I'm going to be watching the game. I'm going to be cheering because it's awesome that we got to play. All right? Again, thanks for having me. Hugs, kisses, and all just pleasantries to everyone.
All right, we're back. Thanks, Bird.
Caca. Thanks, Bird.
Caca. Caca.
It's just like it was like caca.
Caca.
It's a tough beat. Yeah. Tough beat for the Golden Beaks. Okay, so I got some good news and some bad news.
Do we get
bad
to pick?
News first?
Good news
the
first?
Bad news.
Oh, bad news first.
Is that I'm going to not be here next week.
Me too.
I'm going to be traveling. So sorry to miss y'all. I'm not sure what the plan is. Ben said something. You guys are going to be in New York.
We'll be driving back from New York
away game
on Sunday.
Okay. You're going to see Refused.
That
The
is
Shape
correct.
of Punk to Come.
Yes.
1998. Okay.
We're gonna. Sounds
Oh,
like we're
you guys
gonna
are gonna
hang
meet up
out
with,
on Saturday
yeah.
with Crew York.
Okay.
To watch the game that I have tickets to. That I will not be attending, and we're gonna figure out a way. You'll see on our social media this week some sort of way for a opportunity to win those 2 tickets too.
Win them. We gotta post. We're gonna post on that. We forgot to mention that earlier. Sorry, that's my bad. How can they charge you for it if it's an opt-in? We'll figure that one out too. The good news is it's my birthday Friday.
Oh.
Still not 40. Let's do the rundown.
Yeah, it's a rundown. We're coming to town. It's a rundown. What we're gonna do is a rundown. Down, rundown.
All right. Well, so since last week when we beat our goal and our record, our goal of 960. What are you saying to me,
dude?
Oh, pyramid scheme.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Thank you for the reminder. Okay.
No.
Last week when we beat our goal of 960 miles and we broke our record, which we set at 1,008, I think it was. This week we have the magic number 88 members, and we put up 1,115 miles as of this recording at very near midnight.
Mars, I noticed that there was one person that put in 21 activities in 7 days. Is this your phone calls when you go out and like
Wait, no, I
record
have
your phone
21
calls.
activities.
Yeah, we had a person
Really?
that had 21 activities in
We
7
just
days.
feel like you're trying too hard.
Was it me?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
I don't think it was that many. No,
because I know you record
no.
your walks.
Okay, so I'm looking. Okay, so yeah, I actually. It says I only have eight running, walking,
Today?
or hiking
Was that today?
activities. No, but I was stuck. I was stuck on a long call on Friday, and I did. I walked it out, man. You know, I knew that, and so this could be something that you could employ, one of you or another listener. If you're stuck on a call, take a walk. It's easy. And yeah, it's a good way. The weather's been getting nicer, and so I had to get out. But I actually I think I only logged 8 activities this week, and I hit let's see, about 25 and a half miles. Now, before we get into the key contributors, I feel like you kind of buried the lead there, Mort, it wasn't me with my 21 activities. We had 1,115 miles this week, an extra over 100 more miles than last week. I'm having trouble deciding how we want to proceed with goal setting because we're doing too well. But yeah. So also, I do want to shout out Caleb S. for leaving me in the dust this week. I got a message from him that basically said like, you know, you'll never run as far as me. You are nothing. I am going.
You are nothing compared to me.
You're a choir
boy.
Yeah. So shout out to Caleb for putting up the miles this week. I know he's been fighting the same treadmill fight that I have been. Those are tough miles, man. The treadmill mile. I think you got to get a little more credit for a treadmill.
I know how we can do the targets. If we do it as an average. So this week, I think our average was about 12 and a half miles.
Okay.
So now we can start talking about, okay, what is our goal? Could it be 12, 13, 15?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Per person.
All right.
Per person. So that's your average, right?
I can't commit to that.
Well,
So you're going to drag us down.
Hey, I added 11 miles to this.
You know,
group
for all
compared
we
to last
know,
week.
it could just be the difference of Ben actually uploading his activities.
True.
It could be a significant part of it, but
I need to start like paying people to go race him at lunch when he runs.
Oh yeah. So that was the other thing that happened was Ben somebody ran Ben down on one of his runs this week. He like had somebody come. He was running and somebody came up to him and
they started racing.
He made it sound like they were like racing him, but it sounds like somebody was just happened to be running faster than him, and so he sped up. You know, like he just kept saying like tip of the hat, and
and then the guy got scared, started running faster.
Than he was running faster.
And if you've ever seen Ben run fast, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
he doesn't
looks like a sack race, right?
No, it's
the problem is he doesn't lengthen his stride at all.
Oh, okay.
He just goes faster, like short strides.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, like a
sprinter.
certain,
he is not.
Yeah, like a canceled cartoon. Okay.
Oh, speed those?
That's the one. That's the one. Do we need to bleep that?
I think Ben's a little bit taller than the mouse.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we didn't cancel the Mexican rat.
Yeah, no.
It's fine.
We
fine.
Personally, what? What are you getting at?
I'm just saying, there's no reason I can't refer to Speed Gonzalez.
I don't know why you can refer to Speed Gonzalez. He wasn't he the? I don't know. Never mind.
Let's see. Kevin put up 60 of those 1,100 miles. Kevin T. Jane at 46. Chad, Paco, President Stacy, Brian F, Nelly, all in the 40-mile club.
If you want to come and take a run with me.
35 miles. Who won the club? Man, I see this.
Oh, who won the club? That was probably you.
You know who won the club this week? Caleb S. Congratulations, Caleb S.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. Yeah, Ben did log his miles. He accounted for 20 of the 100 more miles we ran this week than last week.
By the way, Speed is not canceled. It's okay to say. Yep.
Oh. Okay.
They just renamed him Speedy Ramirez.
It's Martinez.
I think you made it worse.
Yeah. All right. Do we need to take a look at the Mesa? Stupid. Just cut that whole thing.
Tables. Just tables. 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 I can't know how to hear any more about tables.
All right, in the Eastern Conference, we've got Miami in first place with 10 points. Philadelphia in second place with 9 points. Took on their first loss today. Your Columbus Crew in third place with 8 points. Charlotte with 7. Nashville, Chicago, New York City FC also with 7. Cincinnati with 6, and DC also with 6. And that's the playoff picture currently. Supporters Shield, we've got Vancouver with 12 points, Miami with 10, Philly with 9, San Diego with 8, St. Louis with 8, your Columbus Crew with 8 in 6th, and Colorado also has 8 in 7th.
Dang. What's up with Vancouver?
4 wins, 0 losses.
Yeah, and they beat Monterey in the C3.
And yeah,
Are there points subject to the tariffs? Like, do they have an extra 25%?
25% increase. They really just have 9.
Right.
I think they pulled off a big upset. Didn't they win due to the second leg in Monterey?
Yeah, they scored away goal rule, which is still in effect.
That's not even in the 12 points.
Right.
Yep.
Dang.
So it's a big shocker. So they haven't probably the best month of that club in history. It's pretty crazy.
Okay.
Good for Vancouver.
All right, and then let's talk about our predictions tables.
Yeah. As you know, we only counted for the San Diego game that ended 1-1. And in terms of our listeners, we had Darby, Jason Ashworth, and
Darby.
Yep.
Darby?
The Darby. And Yo Boy Wong had also on Instagram had the correct.
Is that the second one?
I think so.
I believe so.
Well,
I don't remember if they were both on
about
Instagram or if they're different.
Doesn't matter where
social
you
medias,
are.
but yeah, I agree.
And Mr. Haas that says he called
the ex-members What the Hook Gone tweet, Arfson for Prez, and Aaron 4141410740 all also called the 1-1.
Oh, okay. I forget. I'm not on X. So I never checked that anymore. Actually, if you post this on X, I won't see it. So sorry, because I'm not there.
So
only
we
Mars.
got a number of.
We had a chunk of 1-1 calls.
Yeah.
Predictions. Okay.
But back to that, Haas, you predicted 1-1. Feels like a win. But does it really now, Haas? Does it feel like a win now?
That one did.
Yeah,
Sorry.
kind of yes,
it
and kind of
like
not.
All of it. It felt like a win. It felt like a draw. It felt
like we should win 3-0 in
Yeah.
the first half,
Yeah.
and then we tied. That's my point. But well, in our table, that means that in the lead with 5 points is Haas.
Boo.
Good job.
Wow.
Coming in the second place is Ben with 2 points. Third place is Mars and Mort with 1 point. And last is Trey with 2 points.
1 point. It's not scored exactly like tables, but the one is still very bad. And Trey has how many?
He has 2.
He has
two.
Two
Dos.
also.
But he's still last.
Listed last because he is the least important this season.
Last
Because of
season.
last season.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can see the shirt behind you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you guys ready to predict our score for this short-staffed homestand against New York City FC? Do we do like a side pot for number of red cards given?
Did we get an answer from? Well, we didn't get an answer yet from him, did we?
And just a quick refresher: New York City FC 7 points, 4 games played, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. They are 2-0 at home, which doesn't matter because they're playing in Columbus.
I know that you thought they were going to be there.
They are 0-1-1 on the road.
Okay.
So their team is pretty much unchanged. The biggest thing was they sent James Sands to Sampoli on loan till summer. And they have a couple of injuries, but I don't think this to anybody that is critical for the squad. So it's pretty much exactly the team they had last year, except for Sands.
Last 4, draw, loss, win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Win against Orlando, win against New England. Just
And tie
to point
against
that out.
Miami.
Okay. You guys ready? All right. Let's talk about D's.
I
next
don't know.
games.
I thought I
You got to
was.
think about that.
I'm already sweating.
Man, I don't even know. Like,
Buckle
up, Buttercup.
My tongue is sweating.
I'm not good at doing things.
You're dumb.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, okay. So it's obvious. Ben, we heard from Ben. Ben said 2-1 Crew. He said if Cucho was here, it would have been 3-0 Crew, but he's not. Go check out Cucho's goal from Betis. Did anyone want to talk about the Colombian
Don't
national
talk
team
about my
call-ups?
exes.
Lack thereof.
All right. Do you guys want to talk about Jedi? Do you guys want to talk about
Sergeant.
Unless
he get demoted.
or demotion?
Pulisic goal.
Yep, that happened. I know that the voice I'm using is the opposite. It's low energy. Ben would be. We miss you, Ben. We
Yeah.
miss you, Ben. We know that if you were here, it would be way more exciting. We'd also talk about Cucho and the Colombian national team way more than we did tonight. But you chose 2-1 Crew because we actually didn't receive a message from you, but the rest of us also chose 2-1 Crew. That's what the score is going to be, and we're all going to get 3 points. Woo, 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 woo. Insert the air horns. Put that thing down. 2-1, man.
This is the definition of not knowing what to do and just saying, "Hey, we're the home team."
Don't know what to
and what's
do.
the world's
It's
most common result?
2-1 Crew. Yeah. Okay. So let's go around the horn and see what else we said about this 2-1 score that we have a consensus on. Mort says, because I am boring.
Yes.
Agree to agree.
Yes. Thank you.
Let's see. Trey says,
And ouch.
Nothing.
Same exact thing you said. 2-1 Crew.
Yeah, nothing. Added nothing to that. And then Haas says, Crew, baby, Crew. Is that like drill, baby, drill? Or no?
I don't know.
Windmills. Okay, so
I'm going to the national parks next week. I don't know what's going on there. There's going to probably be like a lot of shale gas being pumped up or something.
yeah.
It's a
So we
little more
all
like,
agree
ooh,
it's
girl,
2-1.
ooh.
Okay. Oh, that's your second Mr. Show reference of this
That's
show.
all I reference.
1995. Okay, so Bob Odenkirk. So let's talk about something else. Mort, what are you going to be doing next week?
Going on spring break. I'm looking forward to it.
And you said you're going to be in the shale gas hot springs, or where are you going?
Well, I'm to go to the national parks, and of course, the national parks now is free reigns. So who knows what's going to happen there?
What is the national park?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Free range at the national park?
Well,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
sounds
now
like-
they might be
that sounds
pumping
like-
oil on all our national parks before we know it. So I go to Zion.
You're not using any specifics. I feel
Zion,
like
What'd you say about
Bryce
oiling up?
Park.
this is a euphemism for something.
What am I missing here? What are you talking about? Oiling up now at free range?
Oh my!
Yeah.
No. I am generally confused by where you're going. And
I have told you multiple times I'm going on spring break.
we were not
to
recording earlier. Go ahead.
Zion National Park.
Zion.
And Bryce Park.
Utah, right?
Bryce Canyon.
Yeah, Bryce Canyon.
Okay.
And then we're going to see Grand Canyon. And then we're going to spend a couple of days in Vegas.
Okay.
Kids are gambling.
Kids are gambling. They have a
Gambling
problem.
your kids.
I might sell them by then.
Just loan them out.
Every day with a kid is a gamble, first of all.
True.
So I work with someone who doesn't like when adults
doesn't like kids.
Who doesn't like kids?
Doesn't like when adults say that they are going on spring break because they're taking vacation for their children's spring break. So do you tell people you're going on spring break for your vacation?
Yes, I'm going on spring break.
It's
I'm
not
going to
just
party.
vacation.
Is that a paid holiday at your job?
Let me tell you something. You need a break too when you're a parent.
Yeah,
Okay.
so let's take our
Yeah.
kids with us so we can
Right.
have them
Kit
24/7.
Slim
Yeah,
Jims?
I will say. So I am actually going on a vacation that coincides with my children's spring break.
Oh,
You know,
my
but my
Lord.
kids are going to be on spring break in Cincinnati, and I'm actually going to be taking a trip with my wife somewhere else.
This is the trip.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you going to Phoenix?
Huh?
Phoenix?
No, we're not going to Phoenix. That was a work trip a couple weeks
Houston?
ago. No, we're going down to the
Honduras?
MLS Cup getaway for Morgan Hughes, Dominican Republic, for a week. So that'll be our first trip in like 10 years without kids. So yeah, so we're going on vacation. The kids are going on spring break, but we're going on vacation.
Nice.
So sorry we'll miss you next week. But I will be in town. We don't leave till Sunday, so we'll catch the New York City game and then catch up when we're back the week after. But back to one game a week for at least about a month.
Yeah, about a month or so. Yep.
But the games that we're playing midweek in April and May are going to be league. They'll be regular season games.
MLS games. And I don't think it's 2 in May. Just not in April. So I think we have about 6 weeks or so.
Okay. Well,
Just
hopefully that'll
Sunday,
give us a
Saturday.
chance to rest up and age out of our red card suspensions and sign someone. Sign someone. I said I wasn't going to say it, but I'm going to say it. Sign somebody. We got the best signings. We're going to do it. So many signings, your head's going to spin. How long do we have? We have about
We have about a month to sign somebody
About a month.
until July.
Okay. All right. Well, I will listen to whoever is on this show next week. I'll listen to it.
It'll just be me.
It'll just be Trey with no one here to give him a yellow or almost certainly a red card.
Me and the red round table.
We're going to get canceled after next week. That's what's going to happen.
We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Until then, go Crew. What time is it?
It's Crew time.
You're up.
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew!
Yeah, we're not talking about Colombian call-ups. Just
No,
red card.
we're not.
Okay. Yeah.
That
He
was
has
something
got to knock that off.
I gave her the thumbs down in the chat.
Good for you.